Hey, it's Jay, and we're gonna be taking out an old dishwasher and putting in a new one. This is part 1 of 3 in a series on hard water because hard water is destroying my house. Not really, but it is wreaking havoc on all my appliances. So over the next couple of videos, we're gonna be exploring methods to remedy a hard water situation in your home if you don't have a water softener. I don't have a water softener, and we live in Florida, which is lime scale haven. If you could just take a moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel, it would be really appreciated. This is my dishwasher that's 4 years old, and the inside, all the metal is just decaying. I'll show you in a second. I just ran the final load that this dishwasher will run, and then we paid to have this thing recycled instead of being put into a landfill. I think we're gonna need some Phillips head screwdrivers. We're gonna need an adjustable wrench. I've got a vice grip pliers, and then this is my voltage detector, just to make sure that the electricity to the dishwasher is turned off and we're actually being safe. I just unloaded the dishwasher and just wanted to show you before I start to remove this what I'm talking about. So you can see like on the racks here that there's just rust spots, and the entire bottom row is just decaying. Look at this. I mean, it's just all rust. We've lost so many of these things. They just have rusted off. All of this is just corroded lime scale. This is a lower end dishwasher that's put in by the builder, and instead of spending a couple $100s to remedy it, my wife just kind of wanted to upgrade to the next level. And we'll definitely take good care of that one that arrives tomorrow morning. Underneath the dishwasher, there's a kick plate, and behind there is all the electrical and plumbing that we need to disconnect before we can pull the dishwasher out. By the way, the dishwasher is also leaking. I forgot to mention that. I think there's some corrosion that has messed with the seal on the door. The thing we're looking at right here in the center, this right here is the water line in. The second thing is right here, the electrical box. We have to disconnect this. Before we do anything at all, I'm gonna go to the circuit breaker box. I'm gonna turn off the electricity to the dishwasher and garbage disposal. I'm gonna go under the sink and I'm gonna turn the dial clockwise to turn off the water that leads into the dishwasher. By the way, you will have water in your pipes, so I recommend maybe putting down a towel before you start. Power is off, let's just check. Yep, nothing. And this box should pull off now. And there we go. So it was way too difficult to get into this space, so I just decided there's enough slack on this hose, so I'm just gonna pull the whole thing out. In order to do that, I have to detach it from the top. So let's do that next. You can see the dishwasher has this nice little white blanket over it, which is just insulation. And what this does is it helps reduce noise and vibration and that kind of stuff. So it's a little quiet in your home. And since this is gonna go to be recycled, what I might end up doing is just saving this, and then I can double up on my insulation on the new dishwasher. Much easier. Let's just see if we can wiggle it. Oh, there we go. And we're draining some water. Sounds like one of those cow things. Let's see. Oh yeah.
The next day.
They have a nice little template here just in case you're installing it from scratch. And then they've got all the instructions in several languages. Based on how the drainage hose is attached into the dishwasher, we're gonna actually remove the old one and put this one in. And the reason for that is because where the drainage hose attaches to the dishwasher, it actually splits into 2 areas. And I just can't do that with my old one, so I have to put this one in. Next move, we're gonna remove the kick plate. We're gonna pull out the water line and the electric as far as we can, and then we're just gonna slide these lines underneath the dishwasher as we start to push the dishwasher in. Just attaching the brackets. Before I put it in, I'm just gonna raise this up to level it out just a little bit. I'm gonna have a completely honest moment with you right now. We're in the final stages of getting this dishwasher done and nothing is going right. So when I put the drain hose through, it didn't fit. So I had to cut a bigger hole. Frustrating. I got in there with a little saw and just cut a hole that was like a little bit bigger so that I could get the drain hose through. Second is that I ended up with a kink in my water line because I decided to attach it before I slid the whole thing in. So what I recommend is that you slide it in first without any kinks in your hose, and then once everything is set and in place and level, then attach your water hose after that. This dishwasher sits a little bit lower than my old one, so there's actually a gap at the top. So I'm gonna have to attach via screws on the side, and I'll just screw into the side of the cabinet instead of attaching the top, and then there's gonna be about a space like this. I can try to jack it up as much as possible, but then it's really hard to keep the dishwasher level. So these are all things that we just have to overcome when we're doing projects. The process of the project is never perfect, and sometimes I get super frustrated, like right now, when you have to do all these little minuscule things and they add up to your frustration. So the first step to get myself out of all these little things is I'm gonna detach the waterline hose, slide the dishwasher in, and get the whole thing level, and then I'll reattach the water line. All right, and then we can check at least one thing off the list. Alright, I think we're all good. Look at this. You can lower or raise the baskets. That's pretty cool. It's time for power. All right, just turn the water back on. Let's test it out. The The turn on valve underneath for the water line, that's good. I'm also feeling the drain line, the basin just drained and there is no moisture whatsoever, so that's good. So if you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing.